All right, let's dive right in. We're at this fundamental turning point in how we actually build software. The whole craft is shifting away from just writing code line by line and moving towards something more like orchestrated autonomy. And smack dab in the middle of this revolution is an IDE called Cursor. And this isn't just another tool, you guys. It's a completely new way of thinking about development.
So let me ask you this. Think about the AI you're using right now. Is it really just a copilot? The kind that offers suggestions, maybe completes a line of code for you? That's where we all started, right? With tools like GitHub Copilot. But what if the AI wasn't just sitting there in the passenger seat? What if it could actually plan the whole trip and, take the wheel?
And that's the core of what we're digging into today. It's this massive leap from simple AI assistance, think autocomplete sidebar plugins, to true AI autonomy. We're talking about the difference between a co-pilot who can give you some advice and a project lead who can understand a high-level goal, map out a really complex plan, and then execute it across an entire code base.
So how on earth does Cursor make this happen? Well, it all starts with a huge architectural decision. See, this isn't just another plugin that you install into your editor. The secret sauce is something they call IDE native intelligence. Because Cursor is a fork of VS Code, it is the editor. This gives it total, unrestricted access to everything, your files, your terminal, the complete state of your project. So the AI moves from being this kind of helpful utility in a chat window to becoming the central nervous system of your entire development environment. The key takeaway here is it's not an add-on, it's the foundation.
And this architecture, it translates directly to just insane speed, because it has native access. Indexing thousands and thousands of files takes seconds, not minutes. And it's powered by their Super Maven technology, so autocomplete and retrieval are practically instantaneous. I mean, this system is built from the ground up to handle enterprise-scale monorepos with tens of millions of lines of code without even breaking a sweat. Okay, so with that performance foundation locked in, let's see what their agent, which is called Composer, can actually do. This is where we go from those simple little suggestions to really complex, multi-file engineering tasks. Just imagine giving your IDE a high-level command like this. You're not asking it to write a single function. No, you're describing an entire architectural change and telling it to apply that change consistently across a whole critical feature folder. This is the level of intent that Composer is built to understand. So how does it manage something that complex? It's not magic. It follows this really clear, structured loop. First, it plans, it explores all the code, identifies every single dependency, and then it presents you with a step-by-step plan for you to approve. Next, it executes, generating the exact code changes, the diffs, for every single affected file. And finally, and this is crucial, it verifies. It uses the built-in terminal to run your tests and your build commands to make sure its changes didn't break anything. It's a full end-to-end workflow.
And for those truly massive tasks, the system scales up brilliantly. The main agent basically acts like an engineering manager. It orchestrates a whole team of specialized subagents, delegating jobs like, say, writing unit tests to one model and scanning API docs to another. This lets it use the best AI for each specific job, all working in parallel. It's pretty amazing.
Now, this level of autonomy doesn't just change how code gets written. It fundamentally redefines the entire developer experience, even the very interface we use to interact with our projects. To support this whole new way of working, Cursor introduces these specialized UI layouts. You've got an agent layout for when you're planning a big change, an editor layout for when you're reviewing the AI's proposed diffs, and even a Zen layout for those times when you just want to get in the zone and code manually. The interface actually adapts to what you're doing.
The way we give commands is changing too. With voice mode, you can dictate really complex instructions without your hands ever leaving the keyboard. And because it's been fine-tuned on tons of developer jargon, you can say, refactor this into kebab case, and it won't try to order you a sandwich. It just gets it.
And then there's this. This is a wild one. Vision prompting completely closes the gap between design and code. You can literally just drag a Figma mockup into the chat, and the agent sees the design, the colors, the layout, the component structure, and then it generates the front-end code to match. For UI development, this is an absolute game changer. So with all this incredible power, you're probably wondering, how does the business model even work? Well, the thinking around cost is shifting. This is way less of a personal productivity tool and more of a core piece of engineering infrastructure. And look, if you're a CTO, this is the number you need to see. High utilization teams using Cursor are seeing a 40% increase in how fast they merge pull requests.
that has a direct, measurable, and absolutely massive impact on development velocity. To support that, the pricing moves beyond just a simple flat fee. See, this isn't just about paying for a tool, it's about paying for intelligence. The credit system lets you scale your AI usage, tapping into these powerful frontier models for the really complex tasks, and then using faster, cheaper models for the simple stuff. You're only paying for the power you actually need, right when you need it. And Cursor isn't trying to build a walled garden either. They recognize that tons of enterprise developers live in the JetBrains world, so they've released an integration. It works through something called the Agent Client Protocol, which is a new open standard that allows different IDEs to talk to AI agents. So now you can get Cursor's agentic power right inside IntelliJ and PyCharm. So all of this technology, the architecture, the agents, the UI, it all leads us to the most important question of all. How does this change the role of the human developer? What's our job now?
Well, a new term is starting to float around for this workflow, vibe coding. It marks this shift away from writing low-level syntax to describing high-level intent and then meticulously reviewing the artifacts the AI generates. The developer's role is being elevated to that of an architect and a quality controller. This means the most valuable skills aren't just about writing flawless code anymore, but about deep problem-solving, robust system design, and just crystal-clear communication.
But let's be real, this isn't a perfect utopia just yet. As the community is quick to point out, these agents can sometimes produce what they call slop. Subtle bugs or code that just kind of misses the original intent. The consensus seems to be that you need a really rigorous review process and a super clear specification to guide the AI. Basically, you have to treat it like a brilliant, incredibly fast, but still very junior developer.
Which leaves us with this one final thought to chew on. As these powerful agents get better and better and better at handling the how of building software, our role, the human's role, becomes almost entirely focused on the why. Defining the vision, ensuring the quality, and making those critical architectural decisions that, for now, no machine can. The job isn't disappearing, it's evolving upwards.